Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the 343industries.org community forum let's play of XCom 2. My name is Red Star Rocket, and when I left you last time, we'd have just unlocked the coordinates for a new story mission down in South Africa. This is an Advent Forge, Operation Massive Sleep, and in addition to the supplies we'll get from this mission, which are obviously going to be very, very nice, we're also going to reduce the avatar counter a bit. And given that's at I think 8 pips now, that's obviously something we want to be doing sooner rather than later. So we're going to be encountering a new enemy type on this mission. Off the top of my head I can't quite remember what it is. I think it may be a sectopod, I'm not entirely certain of that. But I think it will be a sectopod. So we're also going to require heavy mechs for this mission. Now heavy mechs are obviously quite dangerous. They are a supercharged version of the white mechs that we've encountered up till this point, with much more armor, much more firepower, so we'll have to make sure that we're ready to deal with those. Fortunately, this mission is one in which we aren't going to be facing a time limit. Like the first blacksite, we do have as much time as we'd like, so it's a bit more sniper friendly, which is always really, really useful for us. Oopsie daisy. Quick warning there, we do need to recover something from this mission, so we just need someone who can carry an objective, and that's fine. I think we're going to give Kiku a rest this mission. He's obviously feeling just a little out of sorts given his performance last time, which wasn't horrendous, but it was not up to his usual standards, so for this mission we'll be making Boss our squad leader. And we're also going to be going fairly grenade heavy on this one, simply because we're going to be fighting sectopods, and sectopods are crazy levels of dangerous. So having someone who can reliably wound them is going to be really useful. And for our last squad mate, I'm not quite sure who I'd like to take. Having an infantry would be good, but then having a scout is often really important on these things, so on this particular mission, I think we may give Blue a rest as well. We'll definitely take Morrigan, however, as she's extremely, extremely useful with her scouting abilities. I think we also may have a few spare PCSs and weapon upgrades and things. We do have an advanced laser sight. I'm not quite sure who I'd want that on yet. I'll probably put that on Kiko's weapon, actually. We'll just check and make certain at this point if he does have an upgrade slot. Yeah, he does, so we'll just pop that on him for now, even though he won't be accompanying us this mission. And by and large, I think I'm quite happy with this squad. Not entirely certain that I'll bring the boss. I tend not to roll with a medic on missions where we don't, specifically need hacking, and I don't think we do in this mission, but on the other hand, having someone who can throw down a heal is very, very useful indeed. And certainly, it's good to have someone who the Mimic Beacon isn't a little bit of a waste on. Slick is going to be, as ever, our heaviest soldier, so we're going to make sure that we get him the plated vest so he can take the most fire. We're also going to be installing an exosuit on T here, as he's acquired a perk which gives him a bit bonus armor as well, the same as Slick, so we're going to use that to maximum effect, I think. AP rounds aren't necessarily such a big deal here, as they will be allowing him to pierce armor, but there won't necessarily be a lot of enemies in this mission who are going to be armored and flankable. So we may equip those on our sniper instead, but actually, given he has the hair trigger, he's likely to get the most use out of that, so we'll just pop the AP rounds on him, no big deal. Morrigan, as usual, will give the battle scanner. For the spare round ammunition for her, I may be a little tempted to put Talon rounds on her, actually. But then again, the frost bomb may be a good idea, so I think we'll put the frost bomb on her. And we'll give Ty the tracer rounds, because they're very, very useful. And of course we want to maximise our destruction, so we'll leave him with those. Talon rounds may actually be an idea for our sniper. Always good to have just something which is nice and effective, especially since that means he's more likely to hit critically, and hitting critically is obviously very, very useful to his class. We'll just see if we have any supplies available. Sadly not quite enough, which is a little bit of a shame, as I'd like to maybe consider getting another heavy weapon for the squad. Especially as something like the Shredder Cannon would synergize very, very well with T's loadout, but it's not a big deal. In any case, this is Operation Massive Sleep, and it's probably going to be a 3 to 4 parter, as this mission is fairly lengthy, so let's get it started sooner rather than later. And we forgot to equip the skeleton suit, so I've already made a mistake there, but never mind. Perhaps you can that's a thought. We could return the Avenger and re-equip it. Just put the skeleton suit on. A little embarrassing there, but better that we've remembered it now rather than when we started on the mission. And the spider suit does provide a grapple, which is obviously very, very useful. But maybe we could get more use out of it if we were to put it on Morrigan. Since we're hopefully going to be keeping Ty as far away from danger as possible. That would of course mean that Morrigan would have to give up the frost bombs, but you know, at this stage I don't think losing the frost bombs is such a horrendous thing. So we'll equip her with the spider suit. Actually, no, we could just we can still give her the frost bombs. And perhaps perhaps we could just give Gamble the battle scanner. Okay, so with that little blip out of the way, let's get started with the mission.
Menace, ready to deploy.
As far as we can tell, this forge is some sort of alien production facility, most likely tied to that stuff we found at the blacksite. Advent and the alien forces won't be happy to see us, so expect heavy resistance. We have to do whatever it takes to find out what's going on in there.
This is Operation Massive Sleep in the wilderness of South Africa. Hopefully this won't be too dangerous. Well, it'll be dangerous, but hopefully it won't be too hard on us. Certainly I think the combination of snipers and scouts tends to be really useful, especially given the fact that we can overwatch now and potentially score hits against an entire group. So, or that we can overwatch with Gamble from outside enemy radius with multiple overwatches, so this should be a lot of fun.
This is Avenger. The facility is in range. Move to investigate.
Delta, form up.
And of course, if things do go really, really badly, and we need someone to take a hit, we can still pop Slick in the open. Well, not in the open, but we can pop him in the half cover and try and ensure that he's the one who takes any hits. Not too pleased about the position of this building here. Obviously it'll be very, very nice when we're moving forward to attack this spot here, but just for now, it is a line of sight blocker, and that's not particularly great for us. Not the end of the world, but not great either.
Heading out.
We could, of course, just grapple Morrigan over here and have a look forward very, very quickly. So it doesn't look like there's anything on the top of this building which is going to cause us problems. I think I can hear a turret moving somewhere over here, so maybe not be the best idea in the world to go straight there. Let's see when we use her to have a quick look off to the right.
Moving out.
And that's already gone very, very poorly. And I'd hoped Slick would have a shot from there, but he doesn't. Ty, however, would have a shot from here, so that's something. And this is, I think, a guaranteed kill from here, so... Sadly, I think that Snake is going to be just out of range for T. However, we might be able to get a rocket shot off here and blow out this Codex's cover. So let's give that a try. Obviously this means we're probably going to end up with 2 Codexes, but I imagine that'll be slightly easier to deal with unless we're extraordinarily unlucky
Rockets away.
with its positioning. And it's actually not so bad, all things considered. So we'll put Gamble here, and we'll just have a quick look at hit chances and things. So that will be a guaranteed kill there. Can we use T to get a guaranteed kill on this Codex from here? Let's find out. And we will have to move to this spot here just to ensure that we do have a shot against it, but just with the height advantage here, that's a 96% chance to hit, that's probably fine. Yeah. And we can just mop these other 2 up now without any difficulty. Obviously it's a shame that we're already having to move Morrigan to her reserve cover ability, but it's not the end of the world.
Target disabled.
And we haven't actually killed that snake, right. This may be a little bit of a problem then.
Go, go, go!
Although the combination of height advantage and the fact that the target's already been marked, yeah, actually this is fine.
Hostile down!
And just for the moment, I think we're going to leave T where he is, rather than use as a black and blue move. And we need to move Morrigan as soon as possible here. So let's put her up here, have a look round.
Moving out.
I think we'll probably reveal the turret from here, but that's not a big issue. As we can most likely just cast Demolition on that and finish it off easily with Ty. Move him just a little closer to ensure we've got a good shot against it.
Affirmative. Moving out.
And then Morrigan, we'll just leave her where she is for now. There's no sense recloaking her just yet. although, no. I'm considering just running Gamble up here, but I think that'd be a wee bit unnecessarily risky, so we'll just pop him into here for now.
Location confirmed. That's affirmative. Yes.
Good to go, sir.
Overwatch.
And we'll give everyone a quick reload here while we're at it.
Scanning.
May as well have Morgan take an Overwatch shot if anything shows up. I don't think it will, but on the off chance something is revealed, like that wandering sector pod we can hear there. So we'll cloak Morgan here,
In the shadows. Moving to
and hopefully it won't be stood right there and immediately reveal her.
The aliens used this to defeat most of Earth's heavy conventional forces. It can punch through armor just as easily as it chews through infantry. Be careful.
I'm not quite sure what's going on with Morgan's sight there, as she can clearly see that thing, but she doesn't seem to actually be pushing back the fog of war. So we'll put a quick save and a quick load here, just to see if that's a glitch of some sort. Okay, let's try that again. And as we'd hoped, that does seem to have fixed it. So we can see Morrigan is actually pushing back the fog of war now rather than just hiding in the darkness, which is always nice.
Ready to go.
Of course, the only thing to really consider at this point is to
Moving
make sure
designated position.
that when the time does come to engage this sector pod, that we aren't too far away from it, as we want to really open up with a chain shot from Big Ty.
Getting it done. On the move.
Roger that. The
We'll
default
just
setting
pop
on this
ourselves
rifle
watching it.
do pose a lot of damage on a lot of targets.
As you can see, we've still got fire spreading over here, so that's something we need to be wary of. But before we engage the sector pod or indeed take any further action, we are approaching the end of our recording time here, so there'll be a short break in the video, as usual. Don't go anywhere, and I will see you in just a moment. Hello and welcome back.
Heading to that location.
And we've accidentally revealed the sector pod there, right. Now, provided that walks into a position where we can change shot, this shouldn't be a huge issue. And this is fine, we should be able to shred the bulk of its armour here, but more importantly, put on a fairly huge amount of damage, so let's give that a try. Obviously that's not quite as damage as we would have liked, but it's far from the end of the world. And we can hit this with a Deadeye Shot for some fairly massive damage, so we'll give that a go. There's a 1% chance to miss. I'm sure that'll be fine. And yeah, we've done a fairly huge amount of damage there. And this probably won't crit, but it would be very nice if it does. So let's give it a go. 8 damage is less than we would have liked, but again, it's not the end of the world. And of course, we do still have 2 soldiers to play with, and we can throw Morrigan if we really need it, but I'd obviously rather it didn't come to that. So we'll bring Boss up here. Just to check, yeah, he has a guaranteed hit, and I think from here Slick will have a guaranteed hit as well. So we'll take the shot with Slick, and then we'll decide whether or not we're going to use the Mimic Beacon, although I'm fairly, 90% certain it won't come to that.
Went off the armor.
And I think even with the absolute minimum damage here, we're going to kill this, so it's fine.
Stay down.
So first Sectorboard kill of the campaign goes to Boss. That's quite fitting. He does of course have plenty of experience in killing rogue machines.
Affirmative. Moving out.
And I think that means by and large we've secured this side of the chasm. Now the Shadow Chamber reported 14 enemies on this mission, so with the Codex, the Snake, and the Sectopod, that makes 3, so that's 11 more for us to deal with, although I don't think that accounts for reinforcements.
Understood. Moving out.
Obviously I'm still a little disappointed that Morrigan's cover was blown so early, as it would have been really, really nice to just get the most use out of that possible, but again, it's not the end of the world.
Position confirmed. Hostile forces spotted.
And of course, we can now start taking pot shots at these guys, which is great. I'm just going to pop Gamble up on the roof here, and then I think we'll reload him. Now, he doesn't have a line of sight to that captain from there. However, he would from over here, but let's not worry about that just yet. Let's sort out reloads and check that they're moving before we start making decisions about where we're going to put him.
Lock and load, Deltas.
Headed there now. On my way.
Ready
May as
to
well
engage.
just top off weapons at this point.
Back in. That's affirmative. Let's rock.
And Morrigan will just have hunker down.
Holding.
And we can hear something moving in the darkness over there. I think that'll be the Advent mech. So we'll start by moving here, see if we can get a vision back on that captain there. And technically he's in cover there, so I think that we will leave this just for a turn.
Commander, sir.
And I'm trying to get our soldiers just close enough here that they'll be ready to attack next turn, but they won't give the game away in the meantime. As I don't want to use an Overwatch from Gamble here, if we can avoid it. So let's have the turn here. And actually, perhaps we should move Morrigan just up to one of these spots over here, so that she's in half cover, as that'll give her not only slightly better view, but also free up a bit of heavy cover for our soldiers if they really, really need it.
Confirmed.
And he has moved out into the open away from cover there, so we're going to get Morrigan up to have a quick scouting look. Probably just to here, I think. Though of course we don't want to put her in a position where she can be revealed by the enemy, so maybe we'll just move to... Let's just try this spot here.
Closing on target position now.
And we have spotted a second pod there, right. But fortunately, I think just shooting this captain won't necessarily reveal, or they won't actually reveal that second pod unless the Advent Trooper scatters right into a position where you can see Morrigan, but I don't think there's enough move for that. So we'll take the shot here with the Advanced Officer. I expect this to kill. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world, but I do expect a kill here. Is a crit would guarantee a kill, and it's a 70% chance, so yeah, this should be fine. And it's actually more than killed it, which is great. I'm not sure if the enemy soldier just hasn't moved or what there, but in any case, for now, this is actually pretty good. We're just going to throw Morrigan back into our cover here as well. Or perhaps we'll put her there, as that still gives her plenty of vision, but means she's a bit less likely to be detected by those enemies.
Moving.
Yeah, that soldier hasn't scattered there, which is great. So we'll just reload. Gamble here.
Oh yeah.
And then I think we'll start moving our soldiers out. We'll probably just have them hunker down rather than shoot this turn, I think. And just think about it, I would have actually preferred to have T here rather than there, but that's not the end of the world.
Done.
Also struggling a little here to find a good spot for Boss, but perhaps we'll just pop him here and have him hunker down.
Affirmative.
Obviously the concern is if this pod moves forward and spots our soldiers, so maybe a better idea would have been just to leave Boss and half cover back here. Yeah, that's what I think we'll do.
Roger, holding. Stand put.
And normally we don't use hunker down all that much, but on this occasion I think it's quite useful. Especially as here we can reasonably expect to kill this infantryman. I was sort of expecting him to rush forward and maybe take a shot at us, in which case hunker down is probably better than Overwatch, as we don't have our usual Overwatch specialist around, but this should be fine. And I think there we've done the absolute minimum damage, but... Oh, strangely he wasn't active there. Not sure why that was. So this is a rubbish shot, and we don't have a backup plan for if it goes wrong, so again, We'll probably just hunker down here. Have a defensive turn, let our sniper finish this off. Although first, actually, perhaps we will have T and Ty swap places.
Confirmed.
Or rather, we'll put Boss over here.
Secure that area.
Ty has slightly more health, so it's not such a big deal if he does get hit.
Take defensive formation.
Roger, holding. We're pushing them back.
And he's probably regrouped with that pod there, which isn't actually a particularly good outcome for us. We're going to move Slick up just to there for now.
Moving to designated coordinates.
Just because if he's in half cover, it's not, you know, the end of the world. We'll also have Morrigan just move forward very slightly here.
Headed there now.
For those wondering, this sort of very, very slow, methodical Overwatch-based approach is the sort of thing that you'd much more commonly see in XCom Enemy Unknown Enemy Within. And I think what we may try here is our kill zone, as we haven't used that much yet. Let's give that a go. We'll also pop Slick on Overwatch, and we'll pop... Ooh, just pop T on Overwatch as well. Morrigan will probably just leave hunkered down here, I think, as we don't want to reveal her if we can avoid it. Boss, we're going to move to here, but we're going to pop him into... just hunkered down, as we don't want to risk him getting hurt.
Sit tight.
Get it together.
And that was a bit of a waste of Overwatch, really, but not a whole lot you can do when that happens.
It's killing time. Rolling. Heading out.
We'll also bring T just up to here for now. Again, we're still trying to be just a wee bit cautious with our approach
Move
here.
to higher ground.
Last thing I want to do is rush into what is frankly quite a heavy pod thanks to that Archon. And get spotted. Wouldn't end very well for us, but simply. We may also move Morrigan. I'm not quite sure where I'd want her though, as we do want to put her somewhere where she's not going to be at risk of being revealed. So perhaps we'll just leave her where she is and hunker her down again.
Holding position.
Scanning.
Move Ty to Overwatch, move Slick to Overwatch. Probably just move T to Overwatch as well, actually. Boss will hunker down. as
Hold
usual.
your position.
And a pistol Overwatch for Gamble isn't ideal, but it's better than nothing. And that advanced trooper, we could finish him off here, which would be nice. I think we'll do that. I think we'll just shoot the advanced trooper. Keep it simple. I don't think this will activate that enemy pod. It's possible he's joined them now, but I don't think he has. He has. A little bit of a tactical blunder there in that case, but never mind. And we will just reload Ty from here.
Ready to go.
I'm just looking at this here. So from this spot here, we'd be able to take a chain shot at that Archon, and we'd probably have slightly better hit odds. So let's give that a go. As obviously the Archon is the really dangerous one here, so let's give that a try. Though of course if this misses we're going to be able to move on. Tyrone of course doesn't understand the word miss, which is nice. And Morrigan can't move here without exposing herself, which is a little worrying. Not hugely so, but it is of some concern. But I am thinking, however, what we do here is probably we're probably going to have to deploy our mimic beacon here, unfortunately. I would have liked to save it a bit longer, but I think the best solution here is going to be a plasma grenade aimed for maximum collateral damage. At this point we do have to decide, do we want to break cover with Morrigan or not? Because if we do, we could take these sectoids down really, really easily. We could throw an axe, take this one out, run straight up to the other one and just shotgun it, and that'd be that. And then T could just run and gun right up to this Archon and take it out, or dump a missile on it. But then we would lose her scouting capabilities for the rest of the mission, so a bit of a choice here. Let's start with T, because you never know, we might get a hair trigger out of this, you never know. And now we're in trouble. Now we're definitely in trouble here. So we're gonna have to throw the axe here. Which isn't ideal, would have liked to have saved that. But we should have just enough time to finish this turn. Or at least I would hope we would before we need to leave this part. And that's not a good enough chance for us to take a risk on it. So we'll bring Morrigan right up here. Shoot the Archon, I think. And we can't guarantee a kill on that. But again, at this point it doesn't make much difference. So we'll just shoot the Archon.
Enemies down.
And of course, with the sectoid here, we've got a choice. We could try a shot against it, which would be likely to kill it, and then it'll probably run to cover and try and use a mind power rather than shoot at someone, but that is a risk. And that would save us the Mimic Beacon. I think we're going to try it. This is an uncharacteristic risk here, but we are going to take the shot. So, put a short break in the video here. Then we will come back, take our shot, find out what happens. So, please cross your fingers at home, and I'll see you in just a moment. Hello and welcome back. So this is sort of an uncharacteristic risk here, I think, but I want to save the Mimic Beacon as a just in case, but it feels a shame to waste it on one sectoid, which frankly can't kill anyone. So we're going to try this. And boss, please, please, please don't miss. He's missed. Right, I was afraid of that. And I'm hoping it'll run to cover and try and use mind control. Though it may, of course, just take a shot.
Alright! That one hurt!
Yeah, that was always a possibility. It's a shame, but it's not the end of the world, and we do have a medic on hand. We also have a few people looking for promotion here, so we'll see who needs one. Ty would be nice to get one for. I think we'll give Ty a try here.
Moving on target location. Good riddance.
Yeah. That was a... On the one hand, that was a silly decision as it has resulted in injury, but on the other hand, we have saved a Mimic Beacon from it, and this isn't anything short of a bit of injury time post-mission, which can't be fixed with a heal now, so...
Move in.
Again, that's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world either.
Someone take care of him.
What is of concern is, however, we can't conceal Morrigan again, so we are operating without scouting information now, so this mission has just gotten a bit more difficult. So we'll take it to reload everyone, and we'll make sure we're moving everyone nice and cautiously here, rather than leaving anyone exposed.
Will do.
That said, Morrigan can at least still use the skeleton suit, or rather the spider suit, to grapple around.
Rock and roll. Roger that. Position confirmed.
Got it, sir.
So while she can't necessarily scout as well as we'd like anymore,
Moving out.
she is still pretty useful for spotting enemy groups,
Secure that position.
or for giving us an alternative flanking option. And we'll just add some overwatches here.
Affirmative. Cover it
Change
now.
stance.
And we can see windows here, so we will we'll be a little cautious advancing here. We'll make sure that it is Slick and T who are in the low cover.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Just that if we do have to take another hit, it'll be one of them, rather than someone
Yes,
who will
sir.
take full damage from it. If the sector had shot at Morgan there, of course, she would have been, or he would have only taken, I think,
Move into designated
1
coordinates.
point of damage? Yeah, just 1 point of damage, so that wouldn't have been nearly as bad.
Getting into position.
Understood. Moving out. Headed there now. On Overwatch. Affirmative. Covering now. On Overwatch.
Scanning.
And we'll probably just reload boss here.
Lock and load, doubters.
And as you can see there, we've got a heavy mech, which is exactly what we've brought Ty for. I'm a little confused here, as I would have expected us to have seen them there, or that we've activated that pod there, but never mind. For now, we're going to throw Tyrone at the high cover here. And we'll have to make sure everyone is spread out, as of course that thing does have missiles.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
Although we still haven't revealed it, which is a little odd, but never mind.
Affirmative.
That's revealed it, right.
Have visual.
And I think what we'll do here is we'll have T mop in, crit this stun lancer, and then use his implacable move to just get out of there. And that way we've taken care of the worst threat.
Yes, and judging by the subject's condition, I would say it was recently manufactured. No wonder they just keep coming.
And as you can see, we've got a nice guaranteed head here, so we're just going to take out this stun lancer. And T's even received a promotion from that, which is very nice, so we're just going to back him straight out here.
Sir.
Oops. Hadn't meant to do that there. We have hit it, which is good. We need to put a hit in it just to get rid of its overwatch. And we'll try and save a grenade here. We're just going to use the Mimic Beacon, I think.
Moving on target location.
Actually, with that in mind, we could use demolition to blow out this section of wall here. Or we could put some damage on that mech. You know, at this point, if we are committed using the Mimic Beacon, we may as well just start putting some damage on the heavy mech. There we go. And unless we're very unlucky, we are very unlucky, Ty still doesn't have a shot. Right. That's not the end of the world.
On the move.
Let's try this. Never know, we might crit it. We have crit it! That's fantastic!
Kill confirmed.
And she has an implacable move as well, which is brilliant. I'm just trying to think where could we put her where she's not likely to be hit. Because the last thing we want to do at this point is activate the micro missiles on that thing. We really don't want that. You know, we may even just move Morgan forward here.
Moving to position.
Overwatch with Ty. And we'll put the Mimic Beacon down just here. She will make sure it's a spot where it can be seen, so we'll just put it there.
We've got them on the run.
Come on, focus!
And that enemy mech has just retreated there, which isn't good. Because now we're going to have to deal with this on another turn. And I frankly don't like the idea of that at all.
Done.
This actually isn't good at all. We've just wasted that Mimic Beacon effectively. And we may now be lacking a little in firepower when it comes to actually
Understood. Moving out.
sorting it out. So what we'll try and do is we'll try and spread our soldiers out as much as possible.
First it's human bodies. Now we're finding Advent. Something tells me they didn't abduct these ones.
Looks more like a production facility to me. The configuration is different. Is it possible? Could this be where the Advent forces are coming from?
Nothing is beyond the realm of possibility when dealing with the aliens.
And what we're going to do here, we're just going to go for Overwatch. We're going to move Morrigan out slightly. Just pop her up here.
Understood. Moving out.
As we want to try and make sure that our soldiers are so spread out it won't use the missile barrage, and instead will just... actually, I'm not quite sure how big that barrage is, so we may just move her over a little further.
Moving.
But yeah, we want to make sure that the missile barrage is just too big.
Evaluate sector.
So that if it won't use that, it will use its gun, and when it does shoot, it'll shoot either Slick or T, since they're the ones with the armor.
Defend this position.
But we still haven't seen it here, and that's concerning me now.
Yes, sir.
I think that means it'll have joined the next enemy pod, and that makes it a 4-strong pod with a very, very tough unit in, and we don't have a mimic beacon, so this could get messy very quickly, and we're going to have to be prepared to use the frost bomb, I think.
Roger that.
Closing on target position now. Let's do this. Good to go.
Actually, we'll
Some good stuff.
continue with just some nice heavy overwatches here, and we'll bring Boss up, get him in.
Evaluate sector.
This is a mission we're playing a bit fast and loose here. I think my nerves are showing, as I am a bit uncomfortable with this mission at this point. And I'm now frankly concerned that this enemy mech, having heard that door there open, it sounds like, is going to come around and flank us, so... we may have Slick just move to here.
That's affirmative.
And that way he can provide us with some Overwatch. We'll also dump Morrigan just into
Heading
here.
there now.
I'm fairly certain I've heard a Viper pod slightly earlier in the mission, so
Scanning.
we're going to be just ready for that. And I shouldn't have done that there. I should have waited just until we were certain of what our moves are going to reveal before I do that, but never mind.
Heading out.
Move to higher ground.
I'm on it. Affirmative. Covering now.
Moving
And as you can
to
see here, we are being
Sniper
very,
mode.
very careful and cautious with
Don't
our
need to get up
Overwatches
close
here.
and personal.
And that's not good. That is not good at all. We've got a Muton, a Snake, and the mech. And all of our soldiers are out of position for this, so this could get nightmarish. In fact, this will get nightmarish. I honestly don't really know what to do here, is the truth. And I'm trying to find a way to blow out this Muton's cover as well as hit the Vipers, but there doesn't seem to be any way to do that. Okay, I think we're going to have to resign ourselves to taking a Viper hit here. We will frost bomb the Muton and hope for the best. That's all we can do here, really. And with luck, any attacks will be made against Slick, since he's in the half cover. Although we can... If we put
On the move.
Ty here, we can just grenade these things to death. Which is a little unorthodox,
This is for you.
but I think it's the sensible option here. Just to reduce as far as possible the incoming firepower. And of course we still need to find a deal with that
Contacts
mech.
classified.
But one problem at a time at this point. And I can't remember where that mech went. It looked like it had gone down this chute here. But there doesn't appear to be a floor there, so it could just be that it's hiding in the darkness somewhere. So we'll have to make a scouting move here. Again, a little unorthodox, but this is a mission which has just gone in a very unorthodox manner from the start.
This is Avenger. Package is in range.
And we can see the meat on here, but we still can't see that that bloody mech. So we made tile check here, which is a little bit cheaty, frankly. But it's an option. And I don't think we're going to spot here. Right. That's a shame. I would have liked to have seen that enemy mech. Of course, what we could do is we could move Morrigan to here.
Orders confirmed.
And she might be able to see it right... Oh, it's right there. It's right there. Oh, dear me. Let's frostbomb that. So we don't have to deal with that this turn. We'll dump a rocket onto the muton, put it in the open so it at least has to move. And then we can use the... We can use Boss's aid protocol on Morrigan. And she will hopefully... No, she can't. She has to use the frost bomb. What else do we have?
Let's take them
Overwatch with
down
boss.
from here, Delta.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything else we can do, really. We can put Gamble over here, but that's not going to rectify this turn, so all we have left to play with is Morrigan here. And what I'm hoping here is that Muton is going to take a shot at Slick, as he's the one who can tank it. He's used suppression. That is the best possible outcome. By far the best possible outcome. Now we still have a lot of work to do here. A lot of work to do here. But this isn't nearly as bad as it could be at this point. Can we destroy this wall? That's a... Can we destroy that Muton's cover, in fact? Yes, we can. So we have two objectives for this turn. We need to do something about that Muton. But more importantly, we need to shred this mech's armor and, well, kill it. I don't know whether grappling would draw reaction fire or not. So destroying that Muton's cover would give Gamble an easy shot against it, but then we couldn't cover bust this thing here. Does T have a grenade? No, he doesn't. That would have been too easy, of course. So what we could do, we could have Slick take out the mutant's cover. We could then have T dump a grenade here, and that would just open up this wall here, put a bit of damage on. And then we could just pray to hell that between the Morrigan and T would put out enough damage to kill this thing. Otherwise, someone's going to take a wound and potentially take a severe wound. So we'll start with demolition here. And all you've got to do is hit it. And he's more than hit it, he's killed it, which is great.
Enemy down.
So next we'll use a plasma grenade here. Hopefully put a bit of damage on, shred a point of armour. And then with a bit of luck, between the Morrigan and T, we'll have enough damage to kill the site outright. But we are over our recording time here, as I suspected this will be a full part, so before we make any further moves, we'll put a short break in the video, so don't go anywhere, and I will see you in just a moment. Hello and welcome back. So we're still in a very, very, very tight spot here. Fortunately, we'll probably get near full damage out of this with T. What does T care? T just crits everything. And he gets an implacable move as well, so we'll just move him up, grab that loot. What would be the first piece of loot we've had in quite a few missions now? A superior stock that grants +3 damage even on misses, so that's really useful. Obviously just ripping it straight out of the mutant there. Or straight out of the mech there.
Rolling.
And this has been a very unorthodox mission. Very, very unorthodox.
Let's use this clear line of fire.
But while it has been scrappy, we do seem to have just about gotten the job done.
Okay.
Good copy. Moving on target.
Let's move
So
on.
I'll take a turn here to reload everyone. Rather, everyone with the exception of Gamble, who we're going to put on the roof. And do you know what? I think we'll probably put Ty on the roof as well.
Already there.
Slick, probably be able to climb that ladder, which will be nice.
Rock and roll.
Overwatch.
And I think, if I've counted right, that's all the enemies on the level. So we should get a reinforcement pod in just a few moments, once we actually complete the objective. Then we'll get a new evac point spawn, and that should be that. So we'll put T up on the roof as well. I think we'll have Morrigan carry the VIP out. Or actually, we may get Boss to do it.
Move out.
As Morrigan is potentially very slightly more useful just with her shotgun, so I'm going to take a slightly unusual step, put her in the front,
Solid copy.
just as her grapple will be a wee bit more useful for moving around. Let her reposition a bit more effectively. I'm also not going to activate this turn. We're going to reload everyone first. Make sure everyone's cooldowns are as far reset as possible. And yeah. Now we'll activate it and start making our way towards the evac zone now that everyone's got their reloads done and their cooldown's finished.
Carefully. Preserve the specimen at all costs. Confirmed acquisition of the package. Move to evac.
And that enemy pod has come in about as far away as it's possible to be, really. Which isn't great for us, but unless it's an extremely heavy pod, with a bit of luck we should be able to deal with it without too much bother.
Go, go, go!
And stupidly I've forgotten to reload tie there, which isn't great. But we'll do what we can.
Moving out. Go, go, go! Location confirmed.
So we're going to have to face this enemy pod as it comes in at full strength, but we have faced worse odds than that this mission, unless it's really, really heavy. And worryingly, we do have an enemy heavy mech there, but hopefully Ty should be able to clean that up without too much bother. And I think we'll start by just ganking that captain with T here. As he of course doesn't draw Overwatch fire. And this actually might not kill it, which would be a bit of a concern, but T's been on fire this mission so far, so let's give it a try anyway. When all said and done, that's not a great outcome. But at least we can chain shot this heavy mech, and that should put plenty of damage on it. If not kill it outright. Actually, it won't kill outright, but it should bring it down to a position where we can still deal with that without too much difficulty. Now we need to consider our moves here very carefully indeed. American could deadshot this thing.
I'll take the high
Not
road.
deadshot, deadeye it. We can go point blank with that, deadeye it, and that should be more than enough to kill it, especially if we literally go point blank.
Position confirmed.
And apparently you can't move and do that, so this just suddenly got more of a problem. Right. Though at least we've killed it outright.
Target eliminated.
So we still have 3 moves left and we've got to kill 2 people with that. And I'm just desperately trying to think of any spot here where we can actually get a shot off. Which will crit something. Or at least improve the chances of critting it.
Worry about him later, Delta.
And that seems to have cost an action. Oh, Christ.
Go help him, Delta.
Right, so that was about the worst decision I could make when you get down to it. But never mind, what can you do? Let's just move a step and then take a pistol shot. And that has actually substantially improved our hit chances there, so if this hits we might still potentially be okay.
Got him.
And we could always go for a sacrificial use of Slick here. If we would just put him in the open. Is that way he'd be guaranteed to get a hit, but he does have all that armour. I can scarcely believe I'm considering this, but the situation is desperate. We're just going to put Slick in the open here. Someone has to get hit. Let's make it the one who can take it. And with a bit of luck, he might even kill this outright, though the odds aren't good. The odds are very, very bad, in fact. So for now, we'll put Morrigan... we'll just put Morrigan here.
Affirmative. Moving out.
And Boss... we'll put it in heavy cover.
On my way.
So hopefully, regardless of what happens here, this guy is going to take a shot at Slick, and he'll just soak it with his fantastic armour. Oh, that is not good. That is not good at all.
That didn't feel good.
I hadn't even realised they have grenades. Yeah, this whole mission has gone about as poorly as it's possible to go when you get down to it.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
Partially that has been just due to bad luck with enemies retreating and rejoining other pods, but partially that has been due to very, very, very sloppy play on my behalf. So while I have done the best I can, we're most certainly going to need people in the Advanced Warfare Centre to heal at this point.
Affirmative. I'm all over it.
Got it, sir.
Let's move on.
And we'll evac Boss this turn. We're going to leave everyone else just for a turn in
Let's
case
go!
we need to use some Overwatch or deal with another enemy pod, which will not be good at all, but it'll be better than nothing.
Status confirmed. Target package in custody.
And at this point, the sensible thing would be to evac, but this mission has gone badly enough that I really want the extra XP out of it, and I don't really care about people getting hurt anymore, so... This is...
Killing time.
If you're watching at home, this is a bad idea, and I'm fully aware it's a bad idea, but my bloodlust is up now. And frankly, damned if I'm not going to brutalise every sole one of these buggers who comes in here. I'm going to start by trashing this thing here so that Gamble can get a full round of Overwatch fire off.
Locking it down. Overwatch.
Everyone else is going to go on Overwatch.
I'm on it.
And as I say, for those watching at home, this is a bad idea if you ever play. I do not recommend this. This is a very, very poor decision. So please be aware of that when considering your own strategies.
Hold up, Delta.
Target neutralized.
Watch out, Slick! What the heck?
Deflection.
Crikey. He's just overwatching, which is fine. Actually, yeah, I'd like Gamble to get this kill. Not that it really matters.
Affirmative.
And this way, he should kill this with a bit of luck, and then he'll have his spare move to get out of there, and if not, Morrigan can finish it off. I thought it was on Overwatch there, but apparently not. And as it turns out, Ty appears to be the one who doesn't have a promotion so far, so we'll just finish it off with him.
No longer a threat.
And we'll just get everyone out of here now.
Got it covered.
Good to go.
Sadly, I just really didn't think things through. When it came to putting those squad members together. Of course, I didn't realise Advent Troopers have grenades at this point. If I had, I wouldn't have done that, but even so, that was sloppy play for the rest of the mission. The fact that that was a silly decision shouldn't excuse the rest of it.
I'm gone.
So please, if you're watching at home, do take away what I'm doing wrong here, not what I'm doing right, as this is a mission where things have gone quite badly.
Clear of the area.
Overall, not a great mission, really. Pretty poor, but the one thing I will say in my own defence there is that we were very unlucky with enemies falling back and rejoining pods. That made that substantially harder than it had to be, and we were unlucky with the reinforcement pods positioning. I should have accounted for that in advance, but we were unlucky. Let's just hope we don't have people out for too long. Certainly the Advanced Warfare Centre's healing process will help out with that. And that's actually not so bad there. 2 lightly wounded and 1 wounded. So we'll do the promotions and then we'll see what everyone's unlocked. So deep cover for T here is basically useless. If he didn't attack this turn, hunker down automatically, that's functionally there's no point in that. He's going to be attacking every turn. Certainly, he's either going to be attacking or he's going to be double moving. And hunkering down that situation isn't going to be all that useful. Especially as we want him to be drawing fight and not avoiding it thanks to his armour. Untouchable, however, if you score a kill during your turn, the next attack against you during the enemy turn will miss. That's going to synergise fantastically well, as it means even if he has to be attacked twice, the first one will miss, and the second one will go off his armour. So that's a really good piece of synergy there. And Boss now doesn't draw Overwatch reaction fire, which is pretty nice when you get down to it. This one here is one of those ones where I'm never entirely sure which is going to be particularly useful. However, potentially here, threat assessment. So covering fire, first of all, we need to understand that to understand threat assessment. So covering fire triggers Overwatch shots on any enemy action, not just movement. However, threat assessment, when you use aid protocol, which reduces the chance to hit for enemies, it grants the target a covering fire Overwatch shot. And so if I'm working this out in my head right, provided we get him a slightly larger magazine, we could potentially put this on Kiko in combination with retraining him to use explosive action to get off 5 Overwatch shots in a turn. And 4 even without that, which is just insane. There's no way we're not taking that. There's just no way we're not taking that. Slick's chain shot, quite nice, but probably wouldn't combo too well with him, especially considering we're putting him in heavy suits, which gives him an extra point of, or which gives him a heavy weapon anyway, in addition to his grenades. So Volatile Mix, bonus damage for grenades, no sense in not taking that. And for Morrigan, deep cover I don't think will be useful. Untouchable could be great. If we need her to pop out, take a shot, then we can again just throw her in the open. Potentially what we could do is if we can get both her and T to get kills during their turns, then obviously while it's not great to have two exposed soldiers, we could make it so that we drastically decrease the chances of anyone being hurt during their turn. So we may go for Untouchable there, which I think is generally the superior ability here. I can't find a whole lot of use for deep cover. And it even affects area of effect attacks, which is great. So,
within the confines of the suit we recovered, we have found what could very well be the prototype for Advent's seemingly limitless forces. Even focusing my efforts solely on this research, it will take a significant dedication of time and resources to fully analyze this specimen.
So recovered from the Advent Forge facility, the contents of this highly guarded stasis suit remain a mystery. But perhaps more importantly, we've got a superior stock there, which will be really, really useful for probably Gamble, just to make sure that when he does hit stuff, or when he takes a shot, if we need to remove an Overwatch, it's guaranteed to do so. So, we've recovered an Advent stasis suit here. Within the stasis suit recovered from the Advent Forge facility, we're detecting a humanoid organism of some kind. A new type of Advent soldier, an alien being heretofore unseen. Considering the level of security in place to protect this asset, it is surely important to the aliens, so it will take a thorough analysis to discover their ultimate intentions for it. We're at the end of our recording time here, so...
Findings at the Forge facility are disconcerting, Commander. If the aliens are somehow assembling or growing the Advent forces en masse, our efforts to defeat them will be that much harder. I will leave you and your team to pursue this further.
We've recovered the stasis suit, we've reduced the avatar progress by 2, recovered some supplies, a few injuries but nothing that the medbay can't sort out, so we're approaching the end of our recording time. We'll put a short break in the video here, so don't go anywhere, and I will see you in just a moment. Hello and welcome back. So as you can see here, we've unlocked a new Shadow Chamber project.
I'm keeping tabs on all our operations, Commander. Our people are standing by for your orders.
The aliens have always been monsters. From the very beginning, it was one failed science experiment after another. Even with the Advent forces, they tried to disguise it, but they're no different underneath all that armor. And now it comes to this, an entire facility dedicated to wiping us out. And not just that, but turning us into what? Some kind of concentrate they're using for God knows. We should have known the Elders would return. We should have known they never left.
So you see here we have a workshop ground and staff in the Advanced Warfare Center, which is doubling the healing rate for our injured soldiers. And I'm not certain if that would account for... that seems to have been factored in automatically into the healing time, so rather than being out for a couple of days and then 3 days, it's slightly longer. But that's fine, it's not the end of the world. We're still researching the beam cannon as well, so nothing really to do within the Avenger at the moment.
The discovery of this subject encased in a suit similar to your own is intriguing, Commander. The loss of their facility and this specimen could be an even greater victory than we had imagined.
So we may head to the alien alloys here, just while we're waiting for the next supply drop and the beam cannon to finish completion.
Plotting new course.
We probably won't go too much longer in this video, as it's probably already just over an hour and 20 minutes at this point. So we don't want to go over it too much. Or that go over our usual video times too much.
The aliens have made significant progress toward their goals. New Advent facilities are cropping up around the world.
Right. And of course, if we want here, we could either make contact to Mexico and then Chile, which either of these would lead us to New Brazil. But for the moment, we're just going to wait for this Avatar project to complete. which will hopefully be dumped in there, and then we can hit that facility and send it back just a little. And that would add 25 supplies there. That would add substantially more. So we may go in through North America, especially as we've already unlocked everything in Africa. But first, we're going to finish these alien arrows.
Priority message coming through, Commander. Putting it on screen now.
I had high hopes for the Resistance under your leadership, Commander, and you have outdone yourself.
And we'll get these allies, and then we'll go grab those.
Commander, the aliens continue to make progress on the Avatar project. If we're going to slow them down, we'll need to move fast.
The outcome of this research can only further our advances, Commander.
This is the beam cannon, codenamed Tunguska. Tigan has been less than eager to push the limits of the plasma weapons we've come up with so far, and while I agree that we have to be careful working within the confines of the ship, I still don't think we can let that hamper our progress. The aliens are going to send whatever they can after us, and we should be prepared. With that in mind, I've come up with a few improvements to the core plasma rifle design that should allow us to step up the power without substantial increases to weight. With the added intensity, it might also be possible to divide the targeting field into a multi-shot projectile stream. I'm guessing the heavier variant will be best suited to the Grenadiers, and they don't seem all that concerned about carrying around unstable ordnance. Signed, Shen. So we've unlocked the ultimate tier of machine guns here. What we'll probably do here is we'll take the plasma lance, then we'll move on to powered armor.
I had assumed you'd make that research a priority, Commander. I'll notify you as soon as the report is available.
And just as a thought here, we may add an upgrade here just to boost our research time.
Upgraded.
And with a bit of luck, that'll mean we're getting these things a bit quicker. We'll just have a quick
Commander.
check.
Work is well underway, but it will be some time yet before my research is complete.
So you see there, we've cut a day off the time we'll be spending on that. And I was saying we wouldn't spend much longer on this video, and as it turns out, we aren't. So we'll have a quick look at this. That appears to be in just West Africa. Operation Banished Widow to secure a disabled UFO. 11 enemies on this. Doesn't look like there's anything too horrible. So even though we're going to be a bit short-handed for the coming mission, this shouldn't be too much of an issue, I wouldn't have thought. So I hope you've enjoyed this part, which shows me making mistakes left, right and centre as usual. I'm told they tend to be a bit more dramatic. So while I personally hope the next mission goes a bit better, I'm sure that you'll enjoy seeing me struggle as we take on Operation Banished Widow next time. Until then, my name has been Red Star Rocket 91. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you then. Until then, take care and goodbye.